you said that it was like a delay after your high school, and then you came to academia. So, what aspect of academia do you enjoy more, or that you didn't know about it, or you knew, and for that you came to academia?
Yes, yeah. I mean, as time progresses, again, in the beginning, you are really excited about research. And again, I always excited about research and so on. But as you work with more people, and again, I enjoyed, I think now, as much as research is mentoring, sorry, students and postdocs. I mean, it's fun to work with young people to see how they progress, to see, they start with some basic knowledge and then they flourish and so on. So mentoring graduate students and really working with them is a lot of fun. So this is really, at this stage of my career, I enjoy it the most. But again, when you work with them, you work on research. So it's tied up to research eventually.
Sure, sure. Thank you. We always, especially in academia, we talk about accomplishment, success, and we put it in our resume. But I want to talk about the other side of that, about the failure. So, did you have any failure in your career? If yes, how you manage that? And do you think that failure can be used to put us in a better situation for another success?
Again, failure is all relative. Again, I did not have any failure. Again, some people would think catastrophic failure that you do not get tenure and need to move to another university or find another job. And although I heard some stories that people even did not get tenure or went to other places and did extremely well, and even some got Nobel Prize. But again, this is putting aside.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think in our job we have a lot of failures. What percent of the proposals are funded? If you submit to NSF, it's about 10, 20%, and maybe even 10%. And even papers, you can submit to journals. And again, if you want to go to even higher impact journals, you get a lot of failure. So I mean, you need to learn from these, rejections of papers and proposals, and maybe it can motivate you to do better. And again, in my case, I think in my career, I had a few papers that the first time rejected, and again, and then we tried later either the same journal and others, and they turn out to be really, in my opinion, some of the most important papers in my career. So as long as you learn from it and it motivates you, great. But don't be discouraged because it's part of the game in academia to fail in proposals and in papers. Even I always tell my students, even Nobel laureates get proposals and papers rejected.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Uh, what scientists influence your work?
Oh, so to be honest, I don't have any specific, names of scientists. I mean, or one or two, but I have several. I always liked some people. Again, I will not mention names again. It's not appropriate to mention names sometimes because you may offend some people. That's why I did not mention them.
Yeah, yeah,
But I like scientists because of their personality. Some of them I said, oh, I wish I would be like this. And of course, a lot because of richer research achievement. But mostly, again, as a young stage and as a student, you read a lot of papers and try to be influenced. And I think the people who really influenced me a lot are the people who wrote, in my opinion, influential papers, papers really that are deep in thinking and written well and inspiring.
perfect. Thank you. So here, when we always talk in our conferences and meeting, we are very focused on special topics. For example, water treatment, membranes. But in a broader aspects of the education, my question is about: do you read books out of your research field? And if yes, with your busy schedule, how many hours you can actually allocate just to read a book?
Okay. You know that busy professors have sometimes a very limited time, but again, you always need to find the time to do all the other things. So again, I read a lot of news and all kind of political news and so on. But also I read some books and recently, I mean, I like more fictions. So just stories that
Yeah,
make you realize what's the beauty of life and so on. Although I read also some. biographies and some other, books like the book of Yuval Noah Harari on the history
Sapient.
of the,
Yeah.
and so on. But I like more fictions. And again, in terms of hours, it's valid. But again, I try to read it at night before I go to sleep. So on average, maybe 4 to 5 hours per week on average. If you average it over,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
some weeks I read much more and some week maybe little. But I always try before going to sleep to read something. And again, it helps you also to fall asleep better.
Yeah. Uh, So it is a very general question. I want to ask you, how do you read book? And then as a follow-up question, how do you read the research paper?
Oh,
Do you have different reading style when you read, like, say, the general book, or when you read now the scientific research paper?
so again, when I read books, I always read them the old-fashioned way. I have some hard copy, I mean, real book, and again, I like it. I like the feeling when you hold it, and I read it just for fun. Again, sometimes I read it and dream, and I catch myself and go back to it. And sometimes I am so absorbed that I didn't realize 1 hour passed. So for journal articles, again, again, it's not a secret, but professors, as you get busy, you can have no time to read papers from the beginning till the end completely and several times. So again, I do a lot of reading because I review a lot of articles for journals, so I can read them even before they're published. And the others, I mean, I see again, I get some Google alerts of some papers and I skim through them. Some of them I read more carefully. Some of them I just look at the abstracts. Some of them I look at the figures. And many times my students informed me about some good articles, so then I need to read it to some degree. But again, professors that as they become busy, again, have no time to read a lot of new papers very, very, very thoroughly. So, but I'm trying to do my best as much as I can. But again, this is why you work with students, and while working with them, you can get a lot of the information, related to papers that they've read and so on.